This is the Detroit Sports Podcast Network.
Welcome in, you degenerates. I am the Doc, John Macaroon. You've just downloaded the latest edition of Wanna Bet. My boy Phil is here. We're going to review our weekend gambling, talk about the big game, all the bets that you got to make. Maybe let's see what Phil's into. He's making bets already now. He's not wasting time. He's making bets on golf. And when I look at that, I go, oh boy, what's your numbers at? And so far, so good. He hasn't bankrupted himself. Actually, another plus week. But when you're a degenerate, you got to keep the action rolling. So he's already put the money back into circulation. Phil, what's up, my friend?
John, what's up, buddy? Park, it's not being a degenerate. You got to try and take advantage of these small windows. I'll be honest, last week, literally up until about yesterday, I was down. And then the last 2 days, I've been really paying attention more so to the in-game bets and just trying to hammer away there. And I, like you said, I eked out a profit for the week.
Okay.
I got some bets in place for the Super Bowl, but I would have won 100 this week. So.
Okay, not too bad. Now, for myself, I only made one bet. I thought we'd take advantage of a big line where Illinois State played Drake very well the night before. I sent you. I said, bro, it's the next day. How on earth can they not lose by more than 19 points and then they get blown out? I looked at it and I said, Illinois State plus 19 on a back-to-back college basketball. Athletes should be tired. No, dude, Drake put the hammer down. They must have been embarrassed by playing Illinois State close and lost $25 there. That was my only bet of the week. I'll win it back. It's basically a free bet because I'm going to win a Super Bowl bet pretty easily with the free bet that DraftKings was giving out. So I'll still be down, but I'm going to guarantee myself a little small profit this week. So that's where I was at. Kept it light. Looked around a little bit. Obviously, there was soccer. I mean, I could have probably, if I wanted to, made a bet on Michigan State to lose, but they played well, so I would have been gripping there, so I avoided that. You can probably bet against the Pistons and Wings most nights and be successful. So would you put some money on early in the week when you weren't doing as well?
I missed quite a few prop bets. Some of them I thought were pretty easy, too. Like, I thought I had a couple slam dunks, but I was just missing the prop bets. It's funny you bring up State. State actually yesterday, I got to take them plus, I think I got them in game at like plus 9 or plus 7. Let me take a look. But I got them, and then I got I bet the under in game. I got some pretty good odds on it, and I ended up holding up there.
Okay, let's slow down here because actually that is a subject that I am new in. I have never made an in-game bet. So a game, obviously we all know you can bet the point spread, you can bet over-unders. Take me through from a novice perspective, what's an in-game bet? Do they typically lower the line, make it more enticing? What is the advantage of an in-game bet? Why do you do it, and why did you struggle a little bit this week with it?
Well, so basically and this is something just particularly with the online sites. They've got the ability to go ahead and fluctuate the numbers, the plus minus, the points, the over-unders, even the money lines in all these games. So, I mean, to be honest with you, if you're like, I don't want to sound like a degenerate, but you got to spend some time paying attention to the games and the game flow and like try and pick your spots. So I'll give you an example. Last night, Charlotte was getting blown out in the first half, and I took them plus 21. Shit, they almost came back and won the game. They ended up losing by like 7 points. So that was a pretty easy cover. Like, you got to really like just pay attention. Try and look at like the game trends and the game flow. Like State, I got it plus 7, that covered. I got Penn State and Wisconsin a couple days ago under 138, and they were only at like, I think 70 points, like in about 15 minutes of the second half. So like, you just got to like try and take advantage when you can. Like, if you see something, just try and pounce on it.
Okay. And you felt like you took advantage of it a little bit, or it just didn't hit exactly, or this week as you started to progress, it got a little better?
Yeah, well, like you said, I really wasn't paying too much attention. I was just going off of like doing some small research, and I was just placing bets before the games and not really like looking into it. Yesterday, like the last 2 days, Tuesday and Wednesday, I really started to like pay attention. I went 15 out of 22 over the last 2 days with the in-game bets, and I'm only betting $5 or $10. I'm not like, it's nothing substantial. So I eat, like I said, and it got me back with all the odds. I got back to plus 100. And I still got, like I said, I got $120 in bets out. So, and it's just me following the game and whatnot.
Okay, and why golf? I see that you told me before we started, you're like, I got $120 in bets. Are you doing the long shot where, hey, you put a couple bets on some golfers to win? I know there was one a couple weeks back that was really high, I think 50, 60 to 1, that potentially helped some people out. And is it valuable to try and do that? Because that's really tough, bro, to try and pick the winner. You're going off of trends and things like that. Are you getting good odds, and why golf?
Well, once again, so the Phoenix Open started, and I'm sitting there. I just happened to jump on ESPN because I wanted to take a look at some of the games today, and I happened to go back in and look in DraftKings, and I'm looking. I got Matt Naismith, who's actually leading right now. I got him at plus 2,500 so I bet $5. If he wins, I get 130. Now, the cool thing is, say he has a good round tomorrow, and getting into like the later part of Saturday, if he's right around first or second, there's a possibility that the cash out value of that is going to go up. So I could actually look, and if I want to, like, if I'm profiting, like it's projected that if I hit, I win $130. But if I get up to like $75, it's guaranteed profit. Why wouldn't I just cash it out? Especially unless he like is dominating the field. If it's where he's up a stroke or something, like the mid part of his third round, and I'm getting $75, $80 back, like I cash out, take the profit, and call it a day. You know what I mean? Like, and I got James Hans in. He was sitting in fifth at the time. I got him at plus 4,000 for $5. So if he hits, I win $205.
How confident are you? How you feeling about it?
Well, Naismith finished around leading. He's -8. He was -8 after today. And I believe Xander Schauffele, he's a stroke back at him right now. I just tried to take a look, especially when, like, what I noticed is that with the basketball games, the lines are constantly updating. They weren't doing that with the golf betting. So I looked at the to win bets, and they didn't fluctuate for like 5 or 10 minutes. I'm talking like milliseconds. The lines are changing in game through the DraftKings sportsbook. So when I got like 2,500, Matt Naismith now is down to plus 1,600. So I got a pretty good value there, I think.
Okay, very good. Have you started to look at the big game and started to look at what bets you want to get in the past? Tell me about your betting history in the past. Have you made any big wagers? Have you had success in terms of putting together, prop bets or things that worked out? You can go really crazy on these bets in terms of looking at the national anthem, the coin, what color Gatorade's getting dumped, who's going to win. This game is ultra tough. Just talk about on the side. I'm racking my brain because I literally can make an argument for, I think it's right now -3, Kansas City. I can make a case for Kansas City -3. I can make a case for the Tampa Bay winning in a blowout. I can make a case for Kansas City running away with this early with some turnovers. I am probably going to stay away from betting the game in terms of who's going to win because I have no clue how this is going to turn out. I could see Tom Brady coming out and scoring 3 touchdowns on his first 3 drives.
Yeah, I totally agree. Right now, I think, and I know there's no safe bet, but I think the safest bet, especially since it's gone down a point, I'm not sure why it's gone down a point. Maybe there's a little bit of action on the under, but I bet the over under on the game. It's at 50. I got it at 56. It's at 55.5 right now. So that seems to me like this game's going to be a little too close for my comfort. Either way. I know 3 doesn't seem like that much, but it's gonna be right in that area. So like you're really not getting too much value by betting the line. If you want to take a chance, I mean you could bet the money line, but I mean the Chiefs are -162 and the Bucs are plus 140 right now. So that's basically like a pick 'em.
How are you seeing this game shake out? What are your early thoughts about it?
Well, it all depends on like who gets the ball first. If you look, the last 9 times that Brady's been in the Super Bowl, score's been 9 or under, like every game. I don't think he scored a touchdown in an opening quarter in the Super Bowl. And if you notice, Mahomes actually got out to a slow start against Buffalo and against Tennessee last year in the AFC Championship games, and they got out a little slow in the Super Bowl last year, Joe. So it's very possible that this game starts off slow, but you could look in the second half for things to blow wide open.
Okay. Give me your final score. What do you think? All said and done, the dust settles, game's over. Who takes it down?
You know what? I'm gonna go a little dice here. I'm saying this goes to overtime, and the Chiefs win by a field goal. 31-28. They barely cover too.
Ooh, Chiefs, huh? I think a lot of people are discussing, already, does Patrick Mahomes have to take this one down in order to secure his legacy to defeat Tom Brady? You agree with that, or you just say, no, come on, man, it's Tom Brady. If Mahomes loses, he's still probably going to have a chance to get a couple more.
Well, yeah, if he lose, I mean, it would be unfortunate if he were to end up losing, but if he beats him, it'll be like, it would be a huge feather in his cap. But, I mean, look, Rodgers is 1-1. Brett Favre's 1-1. Peyton barely got to 2. Like, and these guys are all considered like top-notch sure locks for the Hall of Fame. I mean, I'm talking about Rodgers in particular. Like, the kid's already got 1 and an MVP and a Super Bowl MVP. So I can't see this, if he should happen to lose, this defining his career. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's going to be a fun game, really back and forth. I don't think it's going to be a dud. I see high scoring. I see very much this contest being a high scoring game. All right, take me through some of the interesting prop bets that you've seen right now on the screen over there at the DraftKings book.
Well, they got these prop bets. Tom Brady's only minus 118 to get over 295 yards passing. I think that's like a lock. It's crazy that it's that little. I mean, they're going to have to try and keep the pace up with their running back situation right now. Leonard Fournette hasn't looked spectacular, and I know the Chiefs' run defense isn't that great, but they're still going to have to throw the ball a lot. So for 295 looks like a pretty good one to me. The passing touchdowns plus 2.5 for over 2.5 for Brady. You get them at what? 1 plus 125. So 3 touchdowns. Once again, they're going to have to throw the ball. Like some of the ways that these lines are shaking out is crazy to me for Brady, at least. I mean, he's obviously not getting as much respect as he deserves. So.
No, absolutely. I think that when you look at these numbers, I think that it's going to be absolutely fascinating to make sure you get your value, get your bets in before the game. What are your thoughts on what are you seeing in terms of the national anthem? I always say that it's probably the fairest bet to go over.
Yeah. It all. So I don't know who's singing it, but that's absolutely. If it's somebody who likes to sort of take their time and put their own little spin on it. That's something that absolutely could go over, man.
Yeah, it's always fun to see. Like, okay, hold the note. All right, the one that's pretty common. You could get 6-1 odds that the Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce or wide receiver Tyreek Hill are joint favorites to be the first player to score the touchdown, followed by Bucks running back Leonard Fournette and wide receivers Mike Evans and Chris Godwin at 10-1. Who do you think is going to score the first touchdown if you want to say best bet?
If I would bet on Kelce. Kelce's been. I mean, now if we want to take a look at that first game, Tyreek Hill, I actually got a boost on him at plus 750. So I'm probably gonna have to put that in there. But he torched them, man. He had 200 yards and 3 touchdowns in the first quarter of that game back in week 11. Absolutely eviscerated them.
Travis Kelce. I think he's going to have a huge impact on this game. Tight ends, man. Got Gronk, got Travis Kelce. They could have a definite edge here in this contest. What do you think about the running backs? What do you think the numbers are going to be for the running backs on both sides? I think Edwards-Helaire is going to be a little bit healthier and probably more of a contributor in this one.
Yeah, but you know what? Tampa Bay's run defense is, even for the past couple of years, their run defense has been pretty good. And Andy Reid, I don't understand. They talked him up so much during the preseason and when they got him through the draft and whatever. But that first game when they played Houston and he had all those touches inside of the goal line, and he only got one of them in. I sort of thought that was telling. Like after that, if you notice, like his usage really went down, like inside the goal line. So I don't see them running the ball too much. To be honest with you, Darrell Williams is somebody, depending on how on Le'Veon, Darrell Williams actually I would think has a better chance at getting some rushing yards just because he's been in the system and he's been productive in it too. So.
Okay. Let's have a look here. What you talked about Tom Brady. You looked at those bets. Patrick Mahomes passing yards. DraftKings has the line set at 325.5 with both the over and the under at 10 to 11, while BetMGM has the line at 329.5 with the over at 5 to 6 and the under at 10 to 11. And it says Mahomes has thrown for over 325.5 yards in 7 of his 17 games this year. I feel like, his season high, 462. I feel like he's got a strong chance to hit 330, 335. Oh. Easy to go over on that. You probably should put some money down, right?
Yeah. Like you said, this game is going to be decided in the air. Like these teams' running backs are not the focal point. It's all what's going to get done through. Like it's too bad that DraftKings doesn't have anything. I'm not going out and messing around with putting any. I know on FanDuel you can put some parlays together in game, but I would absolutely take both of them to be over their marks for passing yards at least.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Tyreek Hill receiving yards. BetMGM has the line set at 93.5 with the over at 10 to 11 and the under at 9 to 10. According to Betfair, this prop is one of the 5 most popular bets ahead of the Super Bowl, along with passing yards for Brady and Mahomes.
Yeah, it should be.
Yeah, he's got to go way over.
Dude, he put up 200 yards in a quarter against them already this year. Like, they obviously can't contain him. It's very hard to contain him in general, but he torched them back in the middle of the year. I think that's a smash.
You might put some money down on that?
Oh yeah, like I said, I'm like 92.5's not. I want to take a look more. I'm more worried about the receptions. Like if he's only at 7.5, that should be. I think he's going to be under 7.5, but he only had what do he have? I'm trying to think now. I think that was his highest output from a reception perspective. He had 10 catches, but he had 270 yards or something in week 11.
Okay,
and 3 touchdowns.
All right, let's have a look here. Gatorade color. When the Chiefs won their previous appearance in the big game, they dumped orange Gatorade on Andy Reid. The color is the bookmaker's favorite at orange at 7 to 5, and it says per MGM has so far received 30% of the handle, the total amount of the money staked. Red, the main color of both franchises, follows at 3 to 1, while a shade of yellow, green, and lime is at 5 to 1, and blue at 8 to 1. Ooh,
I take red.
Okay.
I'm taking red this year.
Doing the coin toss? Heads and tails are both 10 to 11 at BetMGM. Have you ever made bets like that?
No, I'm not I'm not getting into that, man. Like that's just purely. Now you're getting crazy.
Yeah. Like, what are you doing for the big game? It's going to be low key these days.
Yeah, we're gonna make some. I'm making some ribs. I got a special rub I'm gonna put on these this couple racks of baby backs I got. We're gonna make some some small little sampler foods and a couple desserts and call it a day, man. What about you?
Yeah, it's gonna be quiet. Just want to sit back on the couch, relax, do my thing, and enjoy it. I know it's more subdued these days, but I think that it's fair to just kind of take it easy, relax, and just enjoy the game. Probably subdued. The good thing is I've been able to everything has been virtual, bro. So I've listened to Tom Brady, Mahomes via the computer. I have access to all the interviews. It's all virtual, and I love it because I don't get to go to the Super Bowl, so it's a great opportunity for me to be part of it, and it's really cool, man. I haven't asked a question, but it's been cool. I'm also, at the end of the game, I have access to ask questions and be part of the post-game throughout the whole thing. So it's really cool to be in the media. It's a different behind-the-scenes look at everything, and you feel like, okay, now it's been a couple years of asking questions and being involved, so it's been really cool, a new way of participating in the media. So it's provided me a real good look at everything going on. If you were to make a bet and to look at, next year we'll start to probably peak to see, What'd you make of the Stafford deal? Do you think that he's going to? I think the Rams odds didn't go up much. They were like 14th or 13th.
You don't think so?
No, they only went up to like I think it was 15, 16 to 1. Only went down to like 9, 10, 11 to 1. It did not make a massive difference in the betting lines. Have a look. You'll see.
I know, but I think just from the perspective that their defense was already one of the best in the league. They gave Green Bay sort of a hard time. If Goff was just a touch better, like they've got all those weapons, and you've got arguably you've got two of the best defensive players at their positions on that defense. Like if the Rams can bring Floyd back, the Rams should easily be a contender for the Super Bowl next year. I know their division's stacked, and I know it's going to depend on what San Fran does at quarterback, but they should instantly and here's the thing. Everybody that was hating in Detroit, that was hating on Stafford, this will be their chance to prove it. If he can't go there with everything that they've got and succeed, then maybe it was him. You know what I mean?
Okay. What do you think about Jared Goff coming here?
Unfortunately, I think he's just basically gonna be a seat filler for a little bit. Unfortunately, I keep hearing that they want to take Justin Fields. I've said this for months and months and months. The kid has poor decision-making skills. He's not going to be that great of a quarterback. He's mobile, and that's cool, but he makes bad decisions when he's under pressure, and that's something that we don't need. We've had enough of that. So,
are you okay watching football with the Lions turning it around and being a running team, kind of like your Ravens there, in that they've and we'll talk about it too because you can give me some insight. They picked up an assistant from there, and I think that there's an opportunity now to kind of look at this football team being more of a thumping kind of team.
They need to. You know what? You gotta buck the trend sometimes, man. I mean, Stafford did a good job of getting us in positions in some spots with his arm. Goff's not as accurate as him down the field sometimes, so we need to create some space in between the tackles, especially for Swift. If we can get that kid to get out and run a little bit and maybe use AP down at the goal line, if they can bring him back for cheap, why not, man? I mean, you see the Ravens doing it. I love Lamar, but Lamar's got to work on his touch a little bit. But I mean, I wouldn't mind to see Detroit go down that path. Yeah. What's it going to hurt?
Yeah, more defensive ball control. I think that I wrote a column at SI All Lines, which I know you love to read every single day. I see you getting in the mix commenting on the stuff that you see at SI.com. I like the fact that potentially you can take Jared Goff and kind of make him a game manager. Let him throw the ball on the in the intermediate, real short 5 to 10 yard reads. Don't make him have to make tough decisions while you work. Potentially, you have the opportunity to get maybe you drafted Devontae Smith and he's kind of like the Tyreek Hill with that speed. But at the same time, you got DeAndre Swift. You could bring back AP. Could bring back a veteran. Maybe Mark Ingram could come to town and be a thumper to relieve him and things like that. So I could go with more of a defensive team, have Jared Goff be that what we call bridge quarterback, but a game manager. People so far have said, they agree, but at the same time, they think that Sean McVay, his system also, maybe wore him out and also was just too much, and that most quarterbacks, they can handle a certain amount. And when you realize the point that you can't handle anymore, you got to scale it back. Whereas I always kind of lean toward a guy like Sean McVay, which is like, if I'm a genius and I know this shit's going to work, I got to find the guy like a Matthew Stafford that if I say do this and have my reads go to 3-4 different opportunities and to go to that next level, I have to agree that Stafford's an upgrade over Goff, but Goff can still do things. Number 1 overall pick, has an arm. It's just the problem is he's got to stop turning the ball over.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'll say this. So, and I know I'm going to go off on a little bit of a tangent. Hawkinson could be a top 4 tight end next year. I'll say that much.
Yeah. Tight end. Absolutely. Yeah.
Like you said, you know what? If you really want him to be a game manager, like you said, I don't see us re-signing Galladay. I just can't see if they're rebuilding. I can't see giving him that much money. So he's probably gone. Like you said, Hawkinson should easily step up and eat up a bunch of those targets. And Goff liked to utilize Everett and Higbee in LA. So Hawkinson could have a really big year this year, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. It's great. It's an opportunity to move things forward, and it's a fun
John,
time. Yeah,
I got to cut you short, bro. You know why?
Why is that?
We haven't talked about one thing.
What's that?
You know what else is back, right?
What's back? No, I'm not thinking about it at the moment. What's up?
Oh, come on. Poker Stars is back in Michigan.
Oh, online poker. I did talk. I one person was putting a hand situation. Maybe I'll share it with you real fast and see what he did. You're gonna throw online?
Oh, I already got in.
You got in. What have you done?
No, I just been playing the spinning goes. Spinning, it's 3-handed, 500 chips turbos.
Yeah.
Hey, you let them. You'll make good decisions. I've literally won about 7 out of the 10 that I played so far.
Absolutely. So okay. So now we have another thing too that you can also document. So what'd you buy in for, and where are you at?
I just bought in for $20. I wanted, I'm a little, I want to try and like grind it out a little bit. I'm up to $35 though. So
okay,
it's only been a few days.
Yeah. Make sure you take a picture of that, and we can get plus 15, plus 100. Not too bad. All right. Here was my assessment based on what a former media member had wrote here. I gave my advice, and I think it was fair advice. I think other people said the same thing. It was somebody that was the chip leader at the time, has ace queen, and it gets bet, and top pair. He's got queen with an ace kicker. The dude bets out like 15K. He the chip leader, I think maybe he's first or second in chips. He raises it to 40, and then the guy shoves over him. And he's on the precipice of the final table, 10th in
What's
chips.
the rest of the board?
Could have been open-ended. I'm going to look up here real fast when I get to it. Yeah, it could have been open-ended. I think it would have been like a 10. I think there was a 10 in there in the mix. So people were like, what did he do? He folded. He ended up folding. And I think people told him, like, hey, if you were going to raise, you probably should have raised all in, or you should have called to, because you got most everybody covered, the player, you should have probably called and seen the next street in order to potentially keep the
evaluate.
To evaluate. And that was my advice, which would have been to kind of, if you're gonna raise, raising to 40 would have been nothing. You should have just absolutely just moved forward and went all in. He ended up finishing seventh. You ended up finishing seventh.
Okay. Now, unfortunately, like a lot of dynamics go into that, man. I mean, did he open, or did the guy?
Here, I got it up now. Here's the situation. Bounty tournament, 10 left out of 200. Final table imminent. I'm second in chips with 200K. Leader 300K. He bets out for 10K. I just call with ace queen off. Flop 10 5 queen rainbow. He bets 15K into it. I raise to 40. He shoves.
There's no reason to raise.
Yep, no reason. That was my advice. I said, great fold, but bad move was raising. Calling would have let you see more streets. If you were going to raise, you should have just went all in.
Here's the thing. You're either way ahead or you're way behind.
Yep, exactly.
Depending on what position he's in, he very easily could add a pair of 10s there and flop the set. If he down bet especially, and then he jammed over top of him, I mean, or he could have just been up against King Jack too. So I mean, taking a look, he should have just taken a look at the. Plus, if it was only 15K, I mean, like I said, he's either way ahead or he's way behind. Like there's no middle ground. You know what I mean? It's not like he's up against like Queen Jack or King Queen. The guy's doing that with either a set of 10s, an overpair, or King Jack. That's all.
Okay, so you're looking to do sit and goes. Bro, same thing with online. Pot control. Look for the action. Don't get caught up. Okay, don't go broke. Let's start the slump.
No. Hey, the spinning goes. To be honest with you, like it's the spinning goes. I'm only playing $1 right now just because. But like you said, I've already won. I played like literally 10 in like the last 4 days, and I've won 7 of them.
Okay,
so
keep it going, bro. Keep it going. All right, good stuff. Phil's doing his thing in the gambling world. I'm very proud of him. Make sure that you follow the network at Detroit Podcast. Hit the subscribe button to our daily podcast. This episode comes to a close. Real good stuff here in regards to gambling. Phil's doing well. I'm still down, but I'm going to get a guaranteed victory here, and then we'll move it forward to try to get back, in the profitable side of things. Good stuff, Phil.
John, thanks, dog. Let's keep this rolling, huh?
Make sure you win, baby. Don't get into too much into these in-game bets. Let's handle our business and do what you got to do.
I'm telling you, to be honest, I got 3 bets at plus 20 points yesterday from in-game in the NBA.
Okay, just keep it going. Like I said, our goal is to get you into 4 figures in the next couple months. Let's handle our business, okay?
Shit, I want to be there next week, dude.
Let's do it. Let's do it, baby. That's it. Good luck. Everybody bet responsibly. Have a good time. Want to bet? Make sure you download all the editions every single Friday where we review how Phil's doing in the gambling world. Now adding poker, that adds so much to our talks, man. Got to get back into it, or at least talking about it, man. It's a good world. And the card game, man, Poker Stars. We'll get a review. Make sure I'll jot it down to get a review of the new interface and things like that. Is it similar to the old one with the green board circular? Yeah. Oh, man, I love that. It was good.
Yeah, like you said, same old. They just, they just transition it over to deal with the Indian casino that they're dealing with, but it's the same interface and whatnot.
All right, plus 15 in a week. Let's talk soon, Phil.
All right, buddy, be good.